Hello everyone and welcome to another video, and in this video I'm going to be going over the Starfarer that is the normal variant. I know in the first video I went over the Starfarer Gemini, but in this video I'm going to go over the regular Starfarer variant and just kind of talk about the differences. I'm not going to go as in-depth as I was in the Gemini video, just because I've already said everything. So I'm going to explain the differences and just why this ship is either better or worse than the Gemini, or why you would buy this ship over the Gemini. So first things first, this is a fuel carrier. The Gemini is a fuel carrier, but it's a militarized fuel carrier. This ship is a straight up fuel carrier. It's got the same paneling as the Freelancer due to it being inexpensive to refit paneling. It's got the same guns as the Gemini, but at the front here, instead of having missiles, it's actually got the fuel collection and refinement system. So as you fly around, you will collect fuel, refine it, and then fill those tanks in the back. Which is very, very helpful. Meaning that this ship basically has an infinite lifespan if you use it right. So as I move back, you get, like, it's all the bulkheads and all the giant pieces of the ship, and you get the giant fuel tanks in the back, which are the same on the Starfarer and the Starfarer Gemini. I believe the Gemini has a little bit less fuel space and a little bit less cargo space, but in the models you can't really tell. So it's got the giant landing gear, the giant landing strut, the two turrets at the back, same as the Gemini, the big wing at the back. So as I go in down here, as I'm looking around the back, get into the opening, and compared to the Gemini, you'll notice that this ship's got a lot of silvers and a lot of oranges, because this ship is more meant for work than it is for combat. So it's silvers, oranges, it's got like the orange walkways, and this is kind of how MISC ships look. They have a very bright orange look to them. Like, you got the orange piping. Back into the EVA room, which I showed you guys on the Gemini, with all the two EVA suit racks. I move back in here. You get the same cargo bay, just with more orange highlight, just because, again, not a military ship. So you move up the steps and it looks a little bit more friendly. And it's got the orange hallway. I'm going to leave that area for later. Orange hallway, you walk around, and as you get towards the cockpit, you see still more orange, more orange. The cockpit looks basically the same, but it's brighter inside and more orange. It flies the same as the other ship. It operates at the same capacity as the other ship. Basically, the only reason you would buy the normal Starfarer is it's got a little bit more cargo, and if you don't want to be doing military stuff and you want the fuel scoop, you'd buy the Gemini if you are worried about somebody chasing you down and trying to kill you, because you can trade the missiles for the fuel scoop. As I move around here, I come back down this way and show you guys the catwalk. The catwalk is the same on each of the Starfarer variants. Come out here and you can walk around the fuel tanks, just kind of look around them. Now, I didn't show you this as thoroughly in my other video because in flight this catwalk is known to kill people. It's known to be the reason for death. So I didn't want to ruin the recording by dying in the middle of it. Oh, if I go that way, I just go back downstairs. If I go this way, I go back towards the bridge. If I turn here, I go up the steps into the maintenance area, which on this ship is basically the same. You got the lift access to the top floor. You have all that. Then you have this room here, which is still a place for the crew to get in and mess around with some of the components. You got the engine, you got the gravity generator, And then also you have, which I missed in the Gemini, you have this room. This room is the EVA room towards the back of the ship for the fuel, I guess fuel strut or whatever you would call it, and it has an elevator down here. So you take the elevator and then you're on this deck. You can either take the elevator to get there, or you can just go through the door. The elevator comes from a pressurized room with EVA suits though, so you'd probably be using the elevator. And then you just come back here, you go along, back there's the turret that I showed you. And then you would just keep going to the lift access. So you just hit the lift access, it'll take you up. Come in here, and then you notice that this is a lot more homey feeling than the Gemini. Because it's a lot more white, it's a lot more nice colors. A lot more just relaxed in the way of construction of the ship. It's not as like military-esque. Like you can tell that this ship is not built as a ship meant for military use. It's not meant to be used as a military. It's got much more light. It's still got the multiple bathrooms. It has the MISC logo on the bed because this is a MISC only built ship. The Gemini is built by MISC and Aegis. You have the mess hall, same thing as before. You have the captain's quarters, a little bit of a red light. I don't know why it's like that. Captain quarters is the same, except for this. This is the cutest part of the ship by far, and it's the little stars and astronauts and spaceships blanket. Like, I think that just ties the ship together. That is the reason you would buy a Starfarer. That is the only reason you buy a Starfarer, is to get that little blanket. Not to mention the shower toilets. You would buy it for the shower toilets as well. If I come down here, like I did in the Gemini video, you just get through here. You can go down here. So the ship inside is, for all intents and purposes, it's the same ship. And on the outside, for all intents and purposes, it's the same ship. It's just one has missiles, the other one has fuel refinement. And then one is military, and it feels like a military ship, whereas this one is not. This one is a commercial ship, and it will feel a lot more homey. Through, I don't know, you feel more at home on the normal Starfarer than you do on the Gemini. And all in all, I would say either Starfarer is good. You would need to measure what you want to do with it. If you want to be a military transport, you'll probably have the Gemini. If you just want to transport stuff around, you'll buy the normal Starfarer. So my opinion is Starfarers are worthwhile to buy if you can afford them. They do haul cargo very well. They're very effective, but I don't know. I'm a little torn away, or a little pushed away by the lack of maneuverability, because they're very, very, very clunky ships. I believe the Gemini is just a little bit more clunky than the normal Starfarer because it is armored. But despite them being clunky, they still do their job rather well. And if you want a large multi-crew experience, the Starfarer is a great ship to have. The only issue is that you and your friends will get lost in this ship. You will no doubt find yourself getting lost, at least for the first little bit. I'm surprised I didn't get lost in there. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This might be the last video for a little while with these ships, just because there's nothing else coming into the game until 3.0. And 3.0 has already happened, because I'm just trying to figure out still the schedule of these videos. This video, as a disclaimer, even if it is the last one, it's being filmed way ahead of probably when you're going to see it. So by the time you see this video, you will know how my schedule's laid out for the videos. If this isn't the last video, I have no idea when the last video in the current run will be. But as it comes down to it, After this, I will need to find a way to access some of the other ships, so any new ship that comes out, because these ships I have access to because of the PTU. Because when you earn the PTU, you have access to all the ships so that you can do bug testing, but I'm using them to do my my ship reviews. So as it comes down to it, any of you guys that are watching, any of you guys that are following the channel that have any ships that I haven't shown videos on, which shouldn't at this point that I'm recording be any, feel free to let me know, and then maybe we can go into the Crusader and you can spawn the ship so that I can do my review and I'll give you a shout out. But feel free to comment below if you do have a ship that is one that I would like to see and that you would like to have reviewed that I have not reviewed yet. So with that aside, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.